Coquitty Peeps, hello my loves, and we're going to send a special hello out to the babies and the rabbits and the pandas and the giraffes, and only my friend April is going to get the joke. I'm attempting a second day in a row of fasting and filming because I didn't quite get to pre-filming all this month of videos, and so I'm going to use everything possible to pep myself up. My sister saw my face before I sat down to film. She's like, can you tell your face that you're excited? Because people watching are not going to be very entertained by this face you have going on right now. So, trying to bring the pep back. I want to talk about serums today. So we've got 2 more videos left in skincare week. I'm going to film serums for you today, and I haven't filmed blemishes for you, but I will film that and fingers crossed have it up by Sunday. But let's talk about serums first today and try not to ramble too much, but there's some rambling that's going to happen. Okay, so I filmed this video already, and the audio on it was horrendous, and so we have to refilm it today. But I'm almost sort of glad that I have to refilm it because I got a little bit tangenty, and I think there's a more concise way of saying what I want to say, and I'm going to try to do that now, if that makes sense. So, instead of giving... Oh, can we talk about this pin for a second? I'm going to show it to you. It's actually a bracelet that I'm wearing as a pin, but I'm going to show you a close-up hold. You guys see that? Do you know what movie that is from? One of my other favorite movies of all time. I found this at like a little flea market when I was in Lebanon like 5-6 years ago. It's actually a bracelet, but you couldn't see it really well if I wore it as a bracelet, so I'm wearing it as a pin today. But yeah, I want to show you guys that before we get started. So serums, right. I'm not necessarily going to recommend any specific serums to you today, just because we all have such different skin types, skin sensitivities, things that we want to address. If I were to list off all the different serums that exist that are good, I wouldn't be able to tell you based on experience what's going to work for you. I can only tell you what's worked for my skin, and that's a very narrow window of skin type and concern. So instead, what I want to do today is to run you through sort of the basics of what serums are, the different like formats, types they come in, and my favorite ways of picking out serums that are going to work. So let's start with like, what are serums? This whole demystifying it. Serums sound very like magical and alchemisty. At least to me, that's the way they sounded when I first got into skincare. And they, a lot of the time, came with a very high price tag, and I didn't really know what I was supposed to be looking for, or what they did, or does it a higher price point always mean a better product? All that kind of good stuff. So serums can promise you like the moon in the sky, the moon and the stars, and everything in this universe that they're gonna do for you. Like it's supposed to rewind time and baby unicorn tears, and I'm making a lot of sense, aren't I? But basically they can promise a lot of different things, and some of them deliver and some of them don't, and some at really high price points are worth it and some aren't. So it's all about doing your research, getting on blogs, reading reviews, testing things out, and seeing how they work. And so when looking for a serum, I would say the very first step would be to identify what problems you want addressed. So I know for me, I have 2 problems that are sort of strange because they don't generally go hand in hand with each other, which is that I have dehydrated skin, and so I need something that's going to give me moisture, but I also have acne or blemish prone skin. And so you get people on both sides of the coin who are like, well, we can't give you hydration because the whole point, if you have oily skin, that's why you're getting blemishes, and we gotta like tone the oil down. So I always have to look for something that's going to be hydrating, and then something that's going to stop my blemishes. Sometimes I can find that in just one, like a one-stop shop, and sometimes I have to use a dual approach. So definitely the first thing to do when you're looking for a serum is to identify what problems you want to work on. And then the other one is just to be very cognizant of sensitivities that your skin has. And so once you've sort of identified what kind of issues that your skin has, when you're reading reviews and when you're looking things up, just, you know, make a note if someone says, oh, this was particularly drying, or this caused some irritation around sensitive areas. If you know you have those sensitivities, just be aware of them. And so the 2 techniques in narrowing down where to look for new serums, at least for me, the 2 places I go is there's one really great skincare blog that I follow just habitually, and that's carolinehirons.com. I will link her blog down below. She also now has a YouTube channel that I'll put down in that down bar, but she is someone that I monitor sort of on the daily almost, just to see what she's talking about, what's new and what's out there. I know there are a bunch of other really great skincare blogs, so if any of you guys have any favorites, let us know what they are down below. Let's educate each other and keep each other up to speed. And so I learn about new products through her. But then another way, because I'm on the Sephora website almost on the daily as well, another really great way that I love to look for new serums is by going to Sephora. So I'm going to try to pull up the website and show you what I mean. So on the Sephora website, which is right here, I tried to do a close-up of this before for you, and it did not work out very well, so we're going to do it this way. On the Sephora website, if you look up here, it has sort of like makeup, skincare, whatever. So I will go to the skincare section. I don't know if you're going to be able to see any of this. I'll go to the skincare tab right there. On this sidebar, it gives you like cleanse, moisturize, treat. So under treat, I'll pick serums. And then also in this sidebar, I hope you can see, but I'm doubting that this light is going to help us see. But there is an age range and then a concern range. So it's just like a tick box. And so you'll tick off, like I'll tick my age range in my 20s, and then I'll pick the fact that I want something acne for acne and blemishes, and then dryness, and I'll let it filter through the results, and then it'll give me my results in here, and I'll go from there and just pick out certain things that look appealing to me. So it might give me a lot of results depending on how many different concerns I'm trying to adjust with the serum. It might give me a long list, it might give me a short list. So the way that I sort of sift through that, so I'm not reading through 100 different reviews, is I'll maybe then filter it by brands that I know have worked for me in the past, or price range if I'm trying to be conscious of a certain budget at that given time, and then sort of read through the reviews that way. Sephora is also incredibly great about giving you samples, and the return policy is phenomenal. So as long as you have the receipt, even if you've tried it, you can take it back if it doesn't work for you. And so that's sort of my techniques on how I find new products and how I narrow down my choices in selecting them. I did want to show you a couple examples of a few serums that I have to show you that not all serums are exactly the same, and they come in different slight formats. So this one is the Vitamin E one by The Body Shop. So it comes in this little container right here, and I'm going to hopefully be able to show you, but it's just a clear liquid like so. And so it's just, this one is a serum in oil. So it will be a little bit more liquidy than some other serums because it's a liquid oil, serum in oil. But a lot of serums that I have found are sort of like a clear or slightly colored, like very liquidy formula. And basically the way you want to use your serums is I tend to put my eye cream on first, just because I want to make sure that my eye cream is getting into a certain area. But then I will either go in with a spot treatment and then my serum and then my moisturizer. Basically, you want your serum to absorb first before you give it the moisturizer on top. And the way that Caroline Hirons sometimes talks about this is like a blanket effect. Like, you know how you, when you're sick in the winter and you like would put a bunch of blankets to keep you warm. So that's what you started doing to your skin. So if you have a blemish, for example, you're putting your blemish treatment, you're putting your serum, you're putting your moisturizer, just so that all those layers sort of sandwich and are giving you that full effect of treatment. The other kind of serum is a sort of like milkier serum. This is the Caudalie Vino Perfect Serum. I talked about this in yesterday's video that I will link down below. It's just a nice sort of creamy consistency. You would apply it the same way, it's just a little bit different, a little bit thicker. Something like this you'd probably use in the evenings only. Like this, depending on how oily you would get naturally throughout the day, you could use this day and night if you don't naturally produce a lot of oils yourself, and so it's just not going to be oil overkill on your face. Something a little bit creamier you might only want to use in the evenings just because it's a little bit thicker. It'll take it a little while longer to dry. And then the third type of serum that I found is something like this Ole Henriksen. Is it Ola or Ole? I think it's Ola Henriksen, even though it's written with an E. Invigorating Night Gel. So this one is a full-on gel. So I hope you can see that, but it's just a clear gel. And then this one has night right in the name. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't wear something like this during the day, but I have really liked it in the night. And this is one of those guys that gives me more than one concern. Like it'll address more than one concern. So it does brightening, pore minimizing, hydrating, all in one. So those are just a couple different formats, serum tips, some attempts to demystify what serums are. So yeah, I hope that made sense. I hope that helped anyone who's getting into serums, or just gave you some new tips and tricks on how to pick up some new ones if you are sort of a wise connoisseur of serums. Leave me all your favorites down below. Like you know, my face feels weird. Yeah, I'm getting tired. Like you know, I'm always on the lookout for new products, be it skincare or makeup. Do you like how my transitions are like, I'm totally weird, I can just pretend that nothing just happened right there? Mm-hmm. Yep. Leave me all the recommendations that you have of your favorites down below, please, and thank you. I love reading those. Let's do 3 points of positivity, and then I'm going to, yeah, go and try to take a nap because there's still a couple hours left till I can eat, and I'm getting weird, or weirder than usual. 3 points of positivity. Let's go. The first is definitely first and foremost got to be, I'm just incredibly thankful for my physical safety. The fact that I am not worried about my physical safety. Just a lot of things have been going on in the world recently that have really helped me sort of regain perspective on a lot of things, and I'm not going to get into it more than that because it's not the platform for that, but if I want to talk about things that have helped me realize how grateful I am for something as small as not fearing for my life, for my health, for my safety, then that has definitely got to be top of the list right now. Second point of positivity has most definitely got to be a really cute picture. I posted it completely tangential, right? But I posted it to Instagram, which I'm going with is on this side today. I feel like I filmed this yesterday and I couldn't remember what side my Instagram thing was on, but I think it's here. I posted it yesterday. We've been in like full-on stampede mode, and if you don't know what the Calgary Stampede is, Google it. It's a huge, it's like the greatest outdoor show on earth. That's our tagline. But there's like the rodeo, it's a big carnival, we all get decked out in Western wear. It's a whole production, and so the whole city's like been gung-ho Western, and there was this little just sort of display up that was just really cute and brought a huge smile to my face. It was just something simple, but it really made me very happy. And then my third point of positivity is the fact that it is Friday, which means that I can sleep in tomorrow and just like, it's been hard because our days of fasting have been so long, and so by the time I can eat, like the sun goes down at about 9:45, and so usually because I have to get up in the morning early, I'll like have a bite to eat, you know, a glass of water or whatever, after dinner, and then go to sleep early, and so I don't get quite enough to eat, so, and then I'm up all day, like early in the day, and where I was going somewhere with this. I think what I'm trying to say is that since tomorrow's Friday, I can stay up later today, have a good amount of food, get really well hydrated, rest up tomorrow, and then do that again Saturday night, so that by the time Monday rolls around, I'm back in fighting shape. So that is what is making me very happy today. Please let me know what is making you smile down in that comment section. I want to send everyone tons and tons of love. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, I'm gonna go. But not before reminding you all that life is just too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye guys.